Yeah, the harmonic convergence that we're experiencing at the present time, um, for anyone that doesn't know anything about it, you can read up on it online. The harmonic convergence came in 1987, and um, there was a falling away of the energy over the years after that that was really about bringing the male and the female energies into, I feel, into form, um, but also they were bringing balance into the earth, through the male. So there was a male dominance that I felt coming in at that time. Um, and there was a lot that happened personally. My life literally fell apart. We're now in another harmonic convergence, which is more connected with the feminine. So the flow of life and the flow of unity consciousness is on the increase. It's about living and seeing the beauty in life. It's about being gentle with ourselves, but also living from a very dynamic place inside where we're connected with both the flow and also our awareness, because the awareness is bringing life into being rather than the striving that we've been living in. So the systems will change. There's a softening happening due to what they call the pandemic, and that I don't actually agree with, and I don't like this word. Particularly when I'm witnessing it, when I go out. So the flow of life and everything that is connected with our origins and our belief systems is being tested, and therefore our own particular flow that we're really working very hard, I feel, as a human race, to release these old dynamics. And this DNA structure is a helix of energy that has been shown to me that I feel it's actually unnecessary, but it seems to be behind the amount of deaths that have been on the increase. Not just now, but since we came into this new century. So the release of what might be called the old, it's not actually the old, it's actually much deeper than that, in terms of our ancient roots in the earth. We're actually connecting in with our ancient source. The DNA and anything connected with the physical family that we were born into, which is in the cells in the body, is actually, it's changing. Now the new children that are coming in, they don't have this because they're free of it. So that's beautiful, of course. But there's also this sense of how we approach life through awareness. and how we select how we're going to live. Because when we're living from a place of awareness and we're aware of the dynamics of the energies, and that there's so many things that are not good for the planet, and it's a part of us, then we make choices based on that. And the choices are the way that our energy flows. So it's very organic how we choose to eat, what we choose to eat. Money, do we spend money, or do we actually cultivate and prepare an energy that will nourish us, that could be free from money? And that feels very precious to me. It's like cultivating a diamond, or finding some kind of form within the earth that's made out of crystal, and that has value. So we choose which way we want. I'm trying to get the words together here. We choose our way of being. It's not a way of doing, it's a way of being. And when we're in our being state, we're in our own power, and therefore everything within that moves through us actually comes into reality. So we have to get used to that if you're not used to it. When you're aware that you're creating your reality, and that something within that reality is maybe uncomfortable, or that if it isn't a mirror of who you are, then there's something within that needs to change, because we should be in a reality where our nourishment that we need is being mirrored back, and our awareness is one of really profound change. So things come to us in a way that is natural, it's coming from nature, and it's also coming from the heart and from a deep sense of love for each other. So within that, there's no disharmony. Everything is in harmony. It's the way it should be, and it does go back to the ancient source in terms of Lemuria and Atlantis and the way that these ancient beings lived. So there's a frequency and a power, you might call it, that is asking for us to direct our energy towards that which feels real. We can feel it through the body, and the feeling state and the sense of connection it really comes from knowing who we are. We'll be guided towards it if we're feeling this constant and very directed flow, which is, who am I? And we can't lose anything within that. It's a very rich life, and it's a richness that we haven't really, how can I put this? If you can imagine a world where there was no need to spend money, that there was no banks or institutions, that money was the food that we eat. It sounds funny, but it's, this wealth inside us, as long as the world is holding a material impression for us, then the wealth that we hold will get lost. So it's really about being at ease, feeling that richness inside, being able to feed ourselves nourishment and know how to care for ourselves, where we are the healer of ourselves, and we become the healer of humanity through this nature and nature's spirit that comes through, our natural belonging to each other. It's very non-physical, actually, because it's connected with our energy, and when you're connected with energy, you realise that there's so many different aspects to life, that our energy system carries us and cares for us and loves us. So I feel that's really important to be able to meditate on and to work on, because it's not just for our own personal self, but it's for the good, for all. So and it's extremely sweet. It actually tastes really sweet. You can taste it in the mouth. It's quite extraordinary what's happening. It feels amazing, and yeah, we're really becoming who we are. It's very free. Yeah. So my advice is to envision life from a place of spaciousness, where everything is expanded and it moves towards the light and the essence of ourselves, bringing towards us that which is very natural and very real. So, as I said, you can meditate on it or just experience it throughout your day, keeping the focus on the highest good, and that whatever you experience will always be for that purpose. It's beautiful. So we'll just finish with a prayer, Ishmunu aind ala ish un Ushmalala ish unolala ish Ishmalala ish shala ish. So I'm envisioning healthy water, and the healthy waters worldwide, the oceans, and the mammals in the oceans, the whales, the dolphins, who are really our guiding light when we can attune to them and also really feel that there's no separation. They'll guide us forward. As alaledin tai munulari is munon orishin ush. Shonala ish. So enjoy and have a beautiful day. Namaste.